So then guys, loads of leaks and reports have come in for the iPhone Fold over the last week or so, and I for one am super excited for this new device to come out from Apple. And I want to tell you all the details of everything that we've heard very recently. And the majority of them are all to do with the actual screen, what we're going to talk about. But just quickly, let me just tell you now, it does look more likely than ever that a foldable iPhone is coming from Apple. Obviously, this does mean they're quite late to the party, about 7 years late now or something like this, since, you know, other foldable devices have come out for a good number of years. And I'm even going to clip here from Genius Bar with John Prosser and Sam from Apple Track, where they said this.
Do you think this foldable iPhone is ever going to happen?
No, never. Clip this. It's going to be great. This clip, listen, hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll still be making documentaries. But if not, all of you have to be making a documentary, and you need to clip this because when it does ship, it's going to be great for your doc. Me saying it's definitely never going to happen.
And then in another example, we have this.
A foldable iPhone they claim is still coming. Apple's apparently going to release a foldable as early as 2026. Still don't believe that yet.
I don't think that's shipping, yeah.
But then the funny thing is that, you know, Sam at Apple Track has made a video recently all about the foldable iPhone, saying it's now coming. So yeah, this is quite confusing from these guys. But moving on then, why does it now look like that Apple are going to be making a foldable phone? Well, it looks like the main reason why Apple are finally coming into this party, as it were, is because we've been hearing that Apple are going to be making kind of a liquid kind of hinge at the moment. And what this means is that we won't actually really get a crease with a foldable iPhone, which is really good news to hear. And also at the same time, that obviously the more you use your actual sort of iPhone, the foldable one, and if you sort of rub your finger over the middle of it, you won't actually feel that crease line either, where it opens up and folds. And this is really exciting to see that Apple are finally going into this area. Now, the recent leaks that we've had coming in for the iPhone Fold, it does look like that Apple have finally decided who their provider is going to be for making the screens. And funny enough, it's going to be Samsung. It seems like from this leak right here that Samsung is the big choice now to actually make these displays. What is quite crazy to hear, because obviously Samsung right now have foldable phones. They have their Z Fold, their Z Flip sort of phones, and they have some creases inside of them after you use the devices for a while. So yeah, it does seem a bit crazy that Apple are going to do that. But like I said, the actual hinge technology, well, you know, that's probably going to be made by someone else completely. So this is why probably Apple have decided to go with the screens, use their hinge design, what's probably going to be painted and everything like this. But this is super exciting to see that obviously you are going to get, say, an AMOLED sort of display inside of the likes of this new iPhone Fold. Now, one other thing that a lot of you guys have been wanting to know about this new foldable phone is obviously, you know, if we actually open it up and we've got a full display inside, what about Face ID? Are we going to get Dynamic Island inside of it? How is this going to work? Well, we've actually heard that this is not going to be the case. It's probably likely we're going to get a hole punch kind of camera inside of the iPhone, what will be a first ever. And then it looks like that Apple are going to borrow the Touch ID, the similar kind of one that we have, say, on the iPad and the iPad Air and the iPad Mini, and this will be used again inside of this phone. So you guys who've been wanting to have Touch ID back on an iPhone, it does look like it's going to be returning, but just for this fold phone. What there is also the possibility that could happen is obviously the folded phone together, when you're using it like a bar kind of shape, well, it could have the potential that we could actually have Face ID, but this wouldn't make much sense. It's probably more likely going to have the hole punch and also have the fingerprint scanner as well. So it does mean likely that this phone will not have Face ID on it, what's going to be a first in a long time. I think the last actual phone to have Touch ID was the likes of, say, the iPhone SE, what Apple discontinued earlier this year in 2025. Now, there have been other leaks and rumors coming in over the last couple of weeks, and like I said, I have made videos about this, so do check that out on my channel. But before we continue on any further, I want to tell you guys about the giveaway on this channel, what's happening at the end of June time, before we talk about the release date and price of the iPhone Fold. And that giveaway is for this right here. This here is a MacBook Air, and this is the 13.6-inch model, sky blue, that brand new color range that's been introduced introduced the likes of, say, the MacBook Airs, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. So if you're a subscriber right now, this could potentially be yours at the end of June time 2025. And let me just tell you a little bit about this MacBook Air. It's no ordinary baseline model. This actually has, I call it the full fat M4. So I'm talking about the 10-core CPU and 10-core GPU. It's not the version with the 8-core sort of CPU inside of it. So yeah, this is the normal one here, or should I say the 8-core GPU more like. And then on top of that too, there's also 24 gigabytes of RAM inside of this. It's been upgraded from 16 gigabytes, and then there's also 512 gigabytes of storage. So again, it's not the baseline 256. And this could be yours. And all you have to do to enter into this giveaway at this stage at the moment is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be one of the new iPhone 17s. Maybe it's going to be a new MacBook Pro, or even a MacBook Air. Maybe it's got nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could be, say, a DJI drone. It could be that new Nintendo Switch 2 that's coming out in June time. It could be an RTX graphics card. Well, just let me know in the comments below whatever technology device you are planning on getting. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is there is a second part to this giveaway, and that is going to be happening at the end of June time, where I'll be making a video, and all you have to do for that is just make sure you watch it, because in that there will be a form to fill in too for the giveaway, and also more details about how the actual giveaway is going to work and everything like that. And most specifically, it's going to tell you the date of when I'm going to do the live stream to give away this MacBook Air. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too, because you'll want to check out that video when it comes out. Plus, you also want to be a subscriber, because obviously I'm giving this away to a subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say to you guys is, sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating, tending to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people, or best you can see right here, please do report them. So moving on then from this, what about the release date and price then for this new iPhone Fold? So first of all, I think we'll get the elephant out of the room here. Let's talk about the actual price of this. Now, we actually did have a leak in recently telling us that the most fully spec'd version of the new iPhone Fold is going to cost north of $2,000, and in fact it could cost around about $2,300. But remember, this would be the 1 terabyte option model here. What a lot of people right now would say an iPhone do not really go for. I know there's going to be some of you who do pick that option, but not too many of you do. But do remember the likes of, say, the Galaxy Z Fold, the top range one with the actual, say, 1 terabyte of storage. Well, that comes in at $2,259. That is $40 short of the likes of, say, this iPhone Fold with the 1 terabyte inside it. So really, it's a very similar sort of price. What we haven't been told is, though, what's the baseline kind of storage amount, and also the amount of cost that's going to be. I personally think it will be 256 gigabytes of storage, and I think it will cost around the same amount of, say, a baseline kind of, say, Galaxy Z Fold right now. So we're talking probably about $1,800 or so for that. So just be aware of this, that it's probably going to cost you around about, say, $600 or so more than, say, an iPhone sort of 16 Pro Max or 17 Pro Max, whatever it is, you know, out there. And then what I would say is, for the actual release date of this new phone, is that it's actually going to look like it's going to be coming out in 2026. It's not going to be coming out with the iPhone 17s, so you'll have to wait another year for this phone to come out. More than likely, it's going to come out with the rest of the iPhones, unless Apple start doing the strategy like Samsung, separating the iPhones out more now. And if it does come out next year in 2020, the time we're targeting right now is going to be September time. So we're talking sort of the early kind of teens of September 2026. That's when the announcement will happen, and probably kind of sort of late or mid kind of teens of September time is where we're actually going to get, say, the time when the new iPhone Folds actually come into our hands for the very first time. So it is still more than a year away, almost about 18 months away, when the first time that we could actually get this new iPhone Fold. But are you excited for it? Are you going to get yourself one of these new iPhones? experience when it does come out, or is it too expensive or not just for you? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. And as always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also that notification bell too. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.